What up, YouTube? You can't stop trading and investing with your boy James E. Today, Thursday, I want to talk about my overnight play on GVSI. Had a news catalyst that I seen on Twitter about a custodian agreement. I'm not even going to really get into that. But then I winded up seeing it make that, bullish flag pattern. So I was able to capitalize on a day trade on it as well. It's still early in the day, 10:38, but I'm just going to call it quits and shut my lab for the rest of the day. So I'm doing this video now. We're going to get into all that. But before I do, man, please click that like button. Please subscribe. It is very much appreciated. I am not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy that likes to research and analyze anything I find interesting in the stock market. And I like to share that with anybody willing to listen. So that being said, let's get into it, man. GVSI. It had some news come out related to George Sharp. If you guys don't know who George Sharp is, he is pretty much like an OTC. His job in the OTC market was trying to eliminate scams because there's a lot of scams and pump and dumps and scheming going on in the OTC market. And George Sharp came in and wanted to put a stop to all that. This company is connected to George Sharp. They have filed for a custodianship, which is basically just an agreement with a bank, to hold funds for them, to make sure their funds don't get stolen or fucked with at all. But anyway, so it winded up having a beautiful gap up. If you guys watched my previous video, if you haven't, please go and do so. You'll know I made some really good money on GVSI, and then I pretty much gave back $1,400 at the end of the day. I bought it in this candle, and then it just dropped off. And to be honest, before I seen that news, I thought I was going to wind up with the gap down this morning. And then later on, when the market closed yesterday, I was looking on Twitter, and we had some news of that custodianship. And, that winded up being a great catalyst for this thing because it gapped up to the threes. So I sold my 300,000 shares in this account. As you can see, it shows 100,000 by 400,000 because I winded up buying back in. So anyway, I made about $700 here in this account. And this account was the only one I did overnight. Didn't do a day trade in this one. And so this one, I overnighted 185,000 shares. So if we go into this account, I had 200,000 shares here and 300,000 shares in another. So right when the market opened, I sold them both immediately. One I made 700, the other one I made about 460. And so between those two, I was a little less than $1,200. And then for the third one, I actually decided to hold on to it just for a little bit because of the history. So if you just go back here, if I go into the 5-day, 5-minute chart, if you look at the previous day, because it was looking exactly similar to yesterday, it winded up opening down here, dipped a little bit, and then took off running. So I kind of anticipated that a little bit, like, okay, this thing, it might dip a little bit and then run. So that's exactly what I did. I held on to it. So when it opened up here, I didn't sell it right away. I sold the two accounts right away and made roughly around 1,200. And then this one, I was like, okay, this one I had the least amount of shares. I had under 185,000. So this one I said, okay, I'm gonna give it a little bit of time. And then it did wind up popping because this one opened up where I was about $400. And then it popped, so I was able to add almost another 400. So this one, 794.90. And then the other two accounts, I noticed, a typical pattern I like to see, which is pretty much like a bull flag pattern. So as you can see, a lot of consolidation. So this wasn't going nowhere. And then watching the level 2, watching the bid and ask, every time it dropped on the bid and dropped on the ask, it would pop instantly right back up. So you'd see it drop, pop back up, drop, pop back up, drop, pop back up instantly. So that told me it told me it was showing strength. So I started buying up shares here. I bought 200,000 more shares here in this account, which added, originally I was overnighted, I made 460. So I added about $320 here. And then I added about 180 In this account, this one was about $700 profit, and I added about $180 here. So overall, on the day trade, I added an extra $500, just recognizing the intraday movement of it holding and then popping. And then also, if you look at the 5-day, 5-minute chart, every time we went in some kind of consolidation phase, this one kind of was a dip off a little bit, but then a pop, and then this one consolidated, then a pop, and then even same thing here, pop, consolidated here, and then a pop, you know, and then kind of right here too, consolidated, but like it looks like it's dipping a little bit, and then pop, then dipping, pop, and then consolidated here, pop. So it kind of just had the history of showing some type of consolidation and then popping, and so that's pretty much what I was seeing in here, showing consolidation and popping, and it did exactly that. You know, I was almost tempted to buy it again, but you know, I don't want to press my luck. I started off my week already down about 3 grand, pretty much made all that back now. I think right now on the week, I'm like minus $300. I always have at least one red week a month. I haven't had a red week this month yet, and there's still trading to do tomorrow, so I could potentially go green. But I was almost tempted to dip buy it here because I sold my position into this push into the 3/6s. And then it winded up keep going, and then it dropped, and I was tempted to buy it, but I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go do a video. I'm cool. I made about $2,500 profit on GVSI today, and that's a beautiful profit. So I'm extremely happy with that, and I'm just gonna leave it as is and close my lab for the day. But again, man, just pattern recognition, man. News catalyst, which caused the gap up, and then you know, took my profit. I believe I made about 1,900, almost 2 grand on the gap up, and then just recognizing this consolidation and recognizing the strength in the level 2, you know, then it popped, and then I sold it into this pop for an extra 500 bucks to put me at roughly around $2,500 for the day. So that's going to be it for today, guys. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think of my analysis. Again, if you made it this far, please click that like button. Please subscribe. You can't stop mafia. It's a mindset movement, meaning never stop yourself, never stop your progress, never stop your education, especially in finance. Having multiple streams of income is an amazing thing, and the stock market is a place where you can do that. So GVSI turned out to be a beautiful overnight play with a news catalyst. Made 2 grand on that, and then seeing solid consolidation and seeing strength in level 2, was able to capitalize another $500 on a day trade. So put me up roughly around $2,500 for the day. So that's going to be it, man. I'll be sure to keep you updated as much as possible. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.